spent Kenya shillings 9.6 billion for the runners in the junior secondary school this calendar year. It therefore means that no school should charge any fees for grade 7 runners unless such schools are reporting wings. I want to repeat, as you are aware, the amount that the government has been giving for secondary schools in the form of capitation is 22,244. And for primary, the amount of capitation that the government has been giving is 1,420. So because junior secondary, that is from grade 7, 8, and 9, is actually secondary, we have worked on a figure, and His Excellency the President did accept and agree with that figure, that the amount which will be given per student is 15,000, almost equal to what is given to senior secondary, because senior secondary, they will continue getting the amount they are getting, which is 22,244. Prohibition of public schools from charging any admission fee for any grade 7 learner due to the 100% transition policy in the same school where the runners were enrolled in grade 6. And this one will repeat that there will be no school fees payable in any of our public schools, because you know that this is the constitutional requirement that the basic education, primary to secondary, is compulsory and free. The Teacher Service Commission is in the process of recruiting 30,000 teachers, new teachers, the majority of whom will be attending to runners in the junior secondary school level. And in this, we want to assure the country that we have enough teachers. In actual fact, we have quite a number of graduate teachers based at our primary school level, and those teachers that are already in primary schools who are graduates will be teaching in the junior secondary schools, and they have accordingly been prepared for the same. And also the number of teachers we are recruiting, a number of them will be graduates who will be posted to junior secondary schools. So the issue of lack of teachers to teach in the junior secondary school does not arise, and they have also been accordingly prepared to undertake this particular assignment. Although runners join grade 7 in the schools where they were enrolled in grade 6, there is need to distinguish the junior secondary school section. As I said, a decision has been made that parents and the boards of management agree on the new uniforms for junior secondary school runners. So we are also saying that at this particular level, because it is secondary, the uniform will not be the same, and each and every board of management will be able to make a decision as to the color and the type of uniform that students would be required to put on. And of course, as is the case, parents would have to bear the responsibility of buying uniforms for their children. Schools are expected to have a rapid admission process in place for junior secondary school runners through NEMIS. NEMIS is compulsory now that each and every school has to have it in place. An admission register must be in place with proper induction and orientation program. The Ministry of Education is awaiting the recommendations of the Presidential Working Party on education reforms regarding the curriculum for the CPC to inform any needed changes in the content of all levels of learning. As a result, we will be issuing more guidelines on the junior secondary education level from time to time. You remember that we have issued guidelines, and we have issued preliminary kind of curriculum that will be used at the open schools. But again, the final one will be made by the Presidential Working Party, which is coming out toward the end of March. Once the report is presented to His Excellency the President the last week of March, we will be able to implement the recommendations that will be emanating therefrom. The Ministry will use the NEMIS platform for efficient and effective management and monitoring of runners in the school system. In this regard, principals will be required to file accurate daily returns on the status of reporting to schools. To mitigate against weak network coverage, the Ministry has developed an innovative offline admission application for principals which can be accessed through mobile phones. On the same note, principals are directed not to admit students on NEMIS before they physically report to the school. In addition, parents, guardians are encouraged to facilitate smooth admission of all runners to secondary schools by submission of the requisite documents for NEMIS registration. Affirmative action for transition and retention of needy students. The Ministry has been offering support to the needy students through a RIM scholarship. Previously, these efforts were further complemented by other scholarships from our partners from various organizations. In this regard, I wish to appreciate these scholarships and the bursary providers such as Equity Bank, Kenya Commercial Bank, Cooperative Bank of Kenya, National Government CDF. I want to thank the members of Parliament because part of the CDF funds also goes to bursaries, and the county governments who support the achievement of 100% transition. We request them to continue supporting us in this endeavor because it is by so doing that we can be able to ensure and achieve the 100% transition. I take this opportunity to thank well-wishers who have supported at least a student in covering costs of other non-tuition